Good morning, I'm Thomas Deloison. Welcome to Silverstone, the home of British motorsport. We hope you will enjoy all the videos and all the content we've put for you on Facebook. You can like this and share with your friends.
They do, which is why we've built two of them, a left and a right-hand drive.
Well, of course, it's a packaging issue. You know, fitting all of that technology that we got in GT-R in such a small space has meant some compromises.
The GT-R diff is probably that high, and it doesn't fit at the rear of the Juke, keeping the seats.
I don't think you'd want to sit in the back of one of these doing 150 miles an hour down the Autobahn. We kept the stock lights on the JUKE-R because they're perfectly adequate for what we're using them for.
There was a few brief lines at the beginning of the project, and one of them was to make sure that we would keep the Juke identity. As I mentioned before, the Juke design is very important.
We love the design of the Juke. Of course, this car's now butcher, it's got bigger shoulders, but you know the lights are part of the real basis of the Juke design. We didn't want to change them. Well, Michael, the engine we've got in the Juke is exactly the same as the GT-R. It's a V6 twin turbo, something that Nissan are quite famous for, their V6 engines. We've got V6 in the 370Z, we've got a V6 in the Murano, and the GT-R is a V6 with twin turbos on. That's how we get 480 plus horsepower out of those cars.
Obviously, by the short wheelbase, it gives it a more reactive behavior.
Wheelbase is shorter, the car handles very, very similar to the GT-R, because think about the computing power in the GT-R. It's actually working out things like how much slip angle have you got, what's the yaw of the car. So whether the wheelbase is shorter or longer, actually those computers are still clever enough to work out which direction it should be going and how much power it should go to each wheel.
Less stability at very high speed, but much easier cornering capabilities. Well, that's actually the beauty of the GT-R electronic system, which is the all-wheel drive. This system is so smart that it didn't require a lot of settings. We simply shortened the wheelbase, put the GT-R electronic systems on it, and it simply understood it.
It's very different. The whole ambience inside the car is very different because you've got the Juke style interior, and obviously you're sitting a lot higher than in the GT-R as well. So dynamically it's fairly similar, but you can definitely tell you're in the Juke rather than the GT-R.
The two cars are two different concepts. GT-R is a proper supercar, yeah? It's a car that can challenge the Porsche 911 Turbo on the Nürburgring. The Juke itself is a crossover.
What we've done in the programme so far is we've done all the safety checks, all the ride and handling checks, and the focus of the next few weeks of the project will be to get those statistics.
That's an interesting idea. The GT-R and the Juke are clearly related. I called them father and son earlier, but will they ever be seen in the same film? I don't know, but I think you're going to see a lot of JUKE-R in some of our films, and I think you've seen a lot of GT-R on the internet. Maybe we should ask the fans and see if they all think that's a good idea. For a married man, I shouldn't answer it, of course, but some of my single friends, I'm sure, are thinking about it.
That's a brilliant question. I'm not sure my wife will agree to how I would like to answer that.
Picking up chicks, definitely go for the JUKE-R, that's for sure.
As Juke's been my baby for the last year or two, then I'd be the JUKE-R every day.